These are all the small things I like to do to save money. I sign up for every single newsletter multiple times. So usually when you're a first-time customer, sites always have that pop-up or even in-store where you can sign up for an account and get a certain amount of percentage off your purchase. If you have an iCloud subscription, what they do is they have an option to hide your email. And what I like to do is whenever I go to a site and I can sign up for the newsletter, but I've already made a purchase there with my email, is I like to use the hide your email feature to make a new email, get that email sent to my regular email, and then I don't have to make 1,000 email addresses just to send for the newsletter. So I always make sure I subscribe to the newsletter to make sure I can get a certain percentage off my purchase. The second thing is that if the distance is not that far, I always like to travel with the bus. Every time I do this, I always say I'm never going to go with the bus again because my experience was so horrible. But the difference between a return ticket, bus, and train can often be more than $100. So the next time you're booking a holiday or a city trip, really try to first look and compare how much you're going to save between a train ticket or just a Greyhound or a Flixbus. The last thing is, and I know you've heard this 1,000 times before, but you really got to start making your own drinks and your own lunch. So I know it might not seem a lot when every time you go to work, school, or whatever, and you get a matcha and like a small sandwich, it doesn't seem a lot in the moment, but really when you sit down and you really count that up, it adds up like crazy. So I've really started to get into the habit of making my own lunch and making my own matcha at home. And not only are these two saving me a bunch of money, it's also really fun. You have control over what goes into your body, what goes onto the sandwich, and someone as a little bit of a picky eater, it's just way more satisfying to make a sandwich which you know you're gonna love and doesn't have pickles on it, for example, which I really don't like. Those are all the kind of everyday things I do to save money. Let me know what kind of small and everyday things are that you do to save money. I would love to know. I hope these 3 things have helped you, and then I'll see you in the next one. Bye!